What is going on, everyone? Welcome back to TTP Sports, and before we get into this very frustrating Flyers loss in overtime to the Pittsburgh Penguins, the most important thing you can do is hit that subscribe button. I will greatly appreciate that. So if you're a new viewer to the channel, I definitely recommend hitting that sub button to catch all the latest Philadelphia sports, news, recaps, events, whatever the hell goes on. It's a very miserable time here because you know after this game. But definitely hit that subscribe button. If you're a current viewer to the channel, I think you're crazy for even being subbed here for this long, but I am very grateful for you in general. So let's continue to grow this channel, get it over that 400 sub count, and continue to move on from there. So getting into the business tonight, the Flyers fall to the Pittsburgh Penguins 3-2 in overtime. In my honest opinion, the Flyers did not deserve to get a point in this game. That's how bad they played, in my opinion. And honestly, this game, of course, with the way it was going to end with like some weird fluky play. And that's how basically every Pittsburgh goal happened tonight, but it happened because of Flyers breakdowns, just terrible turnovers. And Pittsburgh was the better team in this game, and that should not happen when Pittsburgh does not have the likes of Sidney Crosby, Evgeny Malkin, Rust. They didn't have Letang before this game, but he is playing today. They don't have majority of their lineup, and their best guys on the ice are Guentzel, Carter, and Chris Letang, and Tristan Jarry as well. And also, Pittsburgh doesn't have their head coach Sullivan because of the entire COVID situation, but this is a game you can't lose. But I know I've said multiple times coming into this game, you cannot underlook Pittsburgh when they are missing this many guys, because they are a team, no matter who is in the lineup, they're going to roll four lines, and they're going to make your night basically a living nightmare, because that is how this team plays. That is how they're coached. That is how this organization is ran. It's the next man up mentality. That's how they play, and that's how they're still a very good team, and how you can never count them out every single year. And the Flyers, with basically a full healthy lineup, well, not a full healthy lineup, they still don't have Ryan Ellis and Kevin Hayes, but still, they needed to play better tonight, and they didn't. Carter Hart basically was the only reason you got a point in this game. Carter Hart was the sole reason. And yeah, if you want to blame him for the second goal out on Guentzel, or maybe even the overtime goal on Letang, a lot of the goals in this game were just shots thrown in, guys getting to the net for Pittsburgh and getting into the eyes of Carter Hart. And then Chris Letang. The problem with the overtime goal for me is the fact that, can you clearly tell if that's 100% accurate that the puck went into the net? Is there a true angle that told you that? But the puck was probably in regardless, but is there an angle, because it was called no goal on the ice, the play was blown dead? Is there an angle? Is there a thing that shows you it's 100% accurate? Because yes, I remember seeing the zoomed in angle, which definitely could look like the puck is in the net, but even if that puck is like a minuscule on the red line, the goal doesn't count. If it's touching the red line, even by that much, the goal doesn't count. And I don't know how you can clearly 100,000% tell that that puck went over the goal line, but like I said before, the puck was probably in regardless. And I'm not saying that is the major reason for even though it is the reason why the Flyers lost this game, because they lost in the overtime, but still, that is not the major reason. The Flyers did not play their best game tonight. They did not play a full 60 minutes. They were probably dominated for over half of this game against the team that does not have their best players, and you were just sloppy the entire night. Your defensive just was sloppy. The pairing of Ristolainen and Travis Sanheim were god-awful tonight. Ivan Provorov, he allows his first goal on 5 this season, and it is just a completely bad night. Completely. Just, this is a very frustrating loss, because honestly, I know, like I said, the Pittsburgh, they play tough regardless of who is in the lineup without their best players. But still, you can't lose to Pittsburgh when they don't have their best players. That is just the bottom line. You can't lose to this team. And the Flyers did that tonight. Yeah, you got a point, but it's a point you don't deserve. You do not deserve this point. You didn't play to earn this point. Yeah, you tied it late on the Scott Lawton goal, but you don't deserve the point. That's just my honest opinion. You didn't play like the better team today, and the better team deserved the win. And sadly, that was the Pittsburgh Penguins. Carter Hart was your best player on the ice once again. He basically was the only reason you were in this game. He stops 33 out of 36 Penguin shots in this game, making save after save after save after you consistently turn the puck over, lose board battles, lose face-offs, and get hemmed in your own zone. That is not a recipe for success. The start of this game just couldn't have been any worse. 16 seconds into the game, a puck thrown on the ice, tapped in by Brock McGinn. You can't start a game like that. You cannot, especially going up against a division rival. You can't start a game like that. Puck gets dumped into the zone. Travis Konechny can't get to the puck. Probably should have caught up to it and get to the defenseman before he took the shot. That didn't happen. The puck gets thrown on the net by Matheson, and it gets tipped in by Brock McGinn past Carter Hart. He had no chance at the puck. And in Pittsburgh was basically, I would say, for over half of this period, was the better team than the Flyers in this first period. The Pittsburgh, however, they do take a penalty in this game, and the Flyers, in this first period actually, and the Flyers do go on the power play. Definitely wasn't their best looking power play. I'll give them that. It wasn't their best looking. They got some shots off, but just couldn't do anything. Pittsburgh has the best penalty kill in the league to start the season. But your legs did get better as the period went along, especially at the end. You got a lot of chances, but Jarry was coming up to make those saves. Lindblom, once again, just can't buy a goal. He has a great chance, shoots it right on net. Jarry makes the save. There were a lot of those plays tonight, and the broadcast mentioned that a lot. The Flyers had 38 shots on net tonight. This is their most shot total by far this season, but it felt like a lot of the shots were just more quantity shots than anything, not quality shots. And you saw as the beginning of the season was happening in that first stretch of games at home, the Flyers weren't out shooting their opponents by much. They were getting a lot of the quality shots, and that's why they were scoring so many goals per game. This game, it felt like it was just a quantity, and basically just easy saves for Tristan Jarry every day of the week. So you go into the first intermission, you're down 1-0. You go into that second period, and basically not the best start. Once again, it's another struggling second period for this team, even though they do eventually tie the game in this period, but they take an early penalty. Claude Giroux, which is a terrible shift for the team entirely. He takes the penalty in their own zone. Penguins go to the power play. Flyers manage to kill it off, though, and then the Flyers eventually draw a penalty not that long after, and you get a beautiful setup by Claude Giroux, the Travis Konechny, who then just does this nifty play, spins around to the front of the net, puts it bar down on Tristan Jarry to tie the game up at 1. But it did feel like the Flyers really shifted the momentum. It kind of felt like it was still way too back and forth for my liking. Pittsburgh, they get chances. The Flyers, they get chances. JVR had a breakaway in this period. It was probably the worst breakaway attempt that I've ever seen. Flyers had some odd man rushes. The Penguins had some odd man rushes. Carter Hart having the sprawling out, make these impossible saves. And he made a great save, too, on the Penguins power play earlier in the period as well, to Rob Gensel, even though I think he did miss the net at the same time, but still trying to get over to make that save, taking away all the net on that play. But just this play was just entirely sloppy in itself. Flyers trying to break it out of their own zone. They can't get it up, stretch it up to the guy that's in the neutral zone. The Flyers turn the puck over. It goes right to the stick of Marino, gives it over to Dayton Heinen, who then gives it over to Jake Gensel. Walks right into the zone with Jeff Carter as he's driving net. He originally fans on the first shot, but the puck stays within his reach to then take the shot again, and somehow it beats Carter Hart, bringing the lead to Pittsburgh, make it back to 2-1. So I'm not sure. Carter Hart is definitely going to say every day of the week he's going to want that goal back. But I also do think Jeff Carter driving the net and no one picking him up was the main reason why maybe Carter Hart got distracted a little bit, because you got your eye looking at someone else going to the net. And who knows, maybe Carter got a piece of it as well. But still, Carter Hart's going to say that goal he's going to want back every day of the week. And even going back to the first goal for the Penguins on the McGinn goal, no one was picking up Brock McGinn as he's wide open by himself in front of Hart. So a lot of laps in defense tonight, especially for this blue line, just not the best performance. Go to the third period. It continues to feel like the same thing, but they do kind of get some momentum. The fourth line, I feel like, had another great game as well. They're buzzing tonight. They're getting their chances. And just Nicolas Aube-Kubel, he had some legs as well, but he does take an early roughing penalty in this period. The Flyers do manage to kill it off. But then the Flyers do get a power play, but before this power play, it was a terrible turnover by Rasmus Ristolainen in the neutral zone. It allows Brock McGinn to take the puck, go up the ice, and it turns into a great save by Carter Hart. And then Rasmus Ristolainen just swats the puck away as the play is going on, and then it kind of looked like he grabbed the stick of McGinn and shoved it in his own face to draw a penalty. That's what it looked like on the replay, but the ref called it in favor of the Flyers, so they go to the power play. They can't generate anything there, and it's still a 2-1 game. But then you get into that final 5 minutes, and it looks like Pittsburgh is breaking down and the Flyers are taking the next jump. They're getting their legs going again. And this third line, it feels like for some reason, this third line had a good and a bad game. They were getting their forecheck in the offensive zone, and it feels like it's been like that the entire season. Like they've been good and bad every game. And Pittsburgh, just lackadaisical in their own zone. The defenseman throws it off the boards. It dies there. JVR pounces on the puck and finds Scott Lawton wide open in the slot, blasts it by Jari, and the game is tied at 2. The Flyers get their chances once again at the end of the period, while Pittsburgh also tries to do their little clash at the end as well. But the game goes to overtime, tied at 2. Flyers get a point, even though, honestly, they did not deserve the point. Both teams trade their chances in overtime. Carter Hart has to make an early save on Gensel, while Jari has to make an early save on Farabee. But then you get Cam Atkinson with a very nice play here. He drives the net. He can't beat Jari. Puck is forced to be stopped, but the problem is in this overtime, the Flyers just weren't winning the faceoffs, and they weren't doing that the entire game, which bothered me the hell. Pittsburgh, 54% on the faceoff, Flyers 45%, and especially in the overtime, it did not feel like the Flyers won any of their faceoffs, which is especially important in the overtime because overtime is such a possession game. And then here comes Chris Letang coming into the Flyers zone, wrapping it around Carter Hart. It looks like it's safe at first. The play is blown dead, but then on the replays, you're like, oh God, did the puck go in? Because it did look like on one of those replays, the puck just went right by on the red line. And then you see the refs go to the bench. They look at it on the iPad. Some of the replays, especially the one where they zoomed in on the puck that was under Carter Hart. Like I said, the puck was probably in, but one, the play was called just no goal on the ice. And then, are you sure that's 100,000% confirmed that the puck is across the line? Because, like I said, even if the puck is a minuscule on the red line, the puck is it's not a goal. It's not over the red line, technically. But like I said, the puck was probably in. That's not the main reason why they lost this game. The Flyers did not deserve to get a point at all. 3 stars of the game: Chris Letang, Jake Gensel, and Tristan Jarry, all for Pittsburgh, even though Carter Hart probably did deserve a star in this game, but still, that's not my major complaint. Out of all, the Flyers needed to play better against a team that missed a lot of pieces in their lineup, and they did not beat them, which really bothers me. It does. You get a point, but you don't deserve the point. Shots on goal in this game, 38-36 in favor of the Flyers. Like I said, the Pittsburgh Penguins, they won the faceoff percentage. Flyers scored on 1 out of the 3 power plays they got. They killed 2 out of the penalties they took. Very physical game. Pittsburgh 39-20 in favor of the hits. Pittsburgh blocked a couple of more shots than the Flyers, 16-13. Penguins gave the puck away more, and they also took the puck away more from the Flyers. Shot totals for each period: 17-8 in favor of the Flyers in the first, 16-10 in favor of the Pittsburgh in the second, 10-9 in favor of Pittsburgh in the third, and 2-2 in total in the overtime for both teams. This game was just really frustrating. It's like I said, it's a team that doesn't have their best players, but still, regardless of who is in the lineup, they're going to play their best game regardless. They roll 4 lines, but still, that's not an excuse for this Flyers team. They need to win this game, and they did not do it. Carter Hart was the only reason you were in this game. He was the only reason you got a point in this game. You got to get better. And the goal scoring now is starting to become an issue. The lack of goal scoring, therefore. Because if you look at their past so many games, even going back to Vancouver. Because, yeah, Vancouver, they score the first 2 goals in that game, well, in the first period, and then they get shut out for the rest. They get shut out against Calgary, so that's only 2 goals in 2 games. Take away the empty netter from the Arizona Coyotes against the Arizona Coyotes a couple of days ago. That's only 4 goals in 3 games. And now you've only scored, 6 goals in your past 4 games? That is not enough. You need to score more. And I've said many times, This is going to be an up and down season for this team. They're going to have their hot streaks. They're going to have their cold streaks. Their hot streaks, they're going to score in bunches. Their cold streaks, it's probably going to look a lot like this. But this is why all of the veterans that Chuck Fletcher brought in have been brought in, to make sure these cold streaks don't last as long. Because right now you win one, lose one, win one, lose one. Even though you lost this one in overtime, you got a point in your last couple of games. You got 3 points in your last 2 games, but you need to win. And this is going to be a very tough month for this team. Looking at all of the matchups. So you beat Arizona on Tuesday. You lose to Pittsburgh in overtime today, but then looking at the rest of the schedule, you got Washington Saturday, Toronto next Wednesday, a back-to-back on the 12th and 13th against Carolina and Dallas, on the 16th at home against Calgary, the 18th against Tampa Bay, the 20th against Boston, a back-to-back before Thanksgiving, 23rd and 24th against Tampa Bay and Florida, Black Friday against the Carolina Hurricanes, the 28th against the Devils, and the 30th against the Islanders. This is going to be probably your toughest month so far of the season. Against basically every team that you're playing this month is a playoff team besides the Arizona Coyotes. So yeah, maybe you can also factor in the Devils there, but the Devils are still not an easy game. It's the easiest game of the schedule, but it's still not an easy game. This Metro Division is tough. This month is tough. You have to win your games to showcase what kind of team you are. You got a point tonight, even though you didn't deserve it. Look at the small positives that you had in this game. Throw this game in the trash. Learn from your mistakes, and now you got to go beat Washington on Saturday. Got to be better than this. You got to be better, because it's really frustrating the way you played tonight. Really did. It really was. So, what are your thoughts on this game, everyone? What are your thoughts on Carter Hart, just the way the team played entirely? I want to hear your thoughts down in the comment section below, as always, so don't forget to leave those down there. Do not forget to drop a like on this video. Do not forget to check out the Painted Lines, which I'm a part of. The links are down in the description below. Also, don't forget to check out the links to BrodesMedia, the Florida Pod merch website, and also Flyers Nitty Gritty. All that stuff is down in the description below. Do not forget to check those out. And like I said at the beginning of the video, the most important thing you can do is hit that sub button. I'll greatly appreciate that, and I will see you next time.